Well, hello, my friends. It's Chris Biffle. B, Whole Brain Teaching, and howdy. Oh man, the stars are flowing now. Melissa from Ohio, Haya from Florida, from Southern California. Sarah, good to see you. As always, let me do a little adjustment of my screen here. You know, I keep calling them stars. Yeah, the hearts are flowing. Music teacher from Ohio. Thank you so much. Let's adjust the screen, see how it looks. Oh yeah, it's the Super Improver writing game. Looking pretty good. Hello from Kansas, Philadelphia, Northern California, Oregon. Hi, Coach B, back to Whitaker. And new from third grade, Pink Hill, North Carolina. Wow, what a great address. I'm excited to broadcast it. I'm going my image here, and I'm going to sit up a little taller so I can use my gestures. First time in Periscope, Washington State, Florida excited to watch, Kentucky. Fifth grade teacher from Southern California. Perfect timing. Academic essay? No, it's going to be a narrative essay today. And it turns out, I'm surprised to say that narrative essay is a bit harder to write than a persuasive and expository essay. Anybody have that experience? You know, in a persuasive or expository essay, we could start with a simple topic sentence. What we mean by academic essay is either persuasive or expository with a nice, clean topic sentence. We've talked about those. Someone's just lost connection. I wish I could fix that. Crystal says, yes, the narrative is hard. Did you already scope about expository? Yes, that was actually yesterday, I believe. Sarah Metter, if you follow Sarah Metter Science, she can fill you in on some of the previous ones. Keep hearting me. Now, the hearts are what motivates your coach. If you tap the screen, I see the hearts rising up, and I get more excited and want to share more and more and more stuff. Stormy Peachtree City of Georgia. You'll write an opinion essay. All right. Start your opinion essay with put because someplace in there. Brazil, you're not telling me someone's here from Brazil, are you? Persuasive scope is on YouTube, and expository will be loaded today. I'm glad to hear that. Yes, persuasive was a couple of days ago. Nancy is online. And TK with Mrs. O, she is wonderful. Can you teach on board? Well, I will be teaching using my computer. Keep tapping. We'll wait a minute or so. Keep sending me those hearts. I noticed the other day, when the broadcast is over, I can see your name. And I see how many hearts you've offered me. Some of you, and this is hard to believe, are not hearting your coach. That's what we're looking for. All right, my friends, we're going to start the narrative essay webcast. Waiting impatiently for your book to second grade swagger for my book to arrive. All right, so tell us what grade you teach. What grade do you teach? Let's see where we are in terms of our audience. K1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, secondary, second grade, first grade, 6, kindergarten, 6th grade science, 5th grade, 3rd grade. Keep them coming. 5th. Okay. Pretty evenly divided. 3rd, special ed, gifted elementary, the teacher trainer. All right. All right, here we go, my friends. Let's take a look at this. So, flipping the screen, we're going to be talking about expository, we're going to be talking about narrative writing today, telling a story. And this is our new writing game, the Super Improver writing game, which we've been talking about in our webcasts. First, we talked about persuasive a few days ago. Yesterday, we talked about expository a bit. And today, we're talking about narrative. Some of you, I feel like, are going to want to have a copy of this program. Now, usually we put up lots of freebies. This one is so good, we want to polish it to a high gloss. So how do you get this? You send a well-written, persuasive paragraph to sarahmatter@wholebrainteaching.com. No one-liners. We've got to see your writing skills out there. So at the end of the program, I'll show this again, and send Sarah Matter a well-written, persuasive paragraph that you want to pilot this. What does pilot mean? It means you're going to reliably report weekly using our online form describing your students' progress. We believe this is so good and so powerful, we could generate a kindergarten super improver, grade, etc. So that's what we're looking for. We have this general vision of how writing should go, and it's only based upon 45 years of my own work as a college teacher. It's a general vision of how writing should go. We need feedback from teachers who are using it. Hi, back to you there. And we want to have a kindergarten super improver writing, a first grade super improver writing, a second grade super improver writing. Convince Sarah you are the one who can really help us develop this program. All right, here we go. Narrative writing. How do we get kids to tell a story? Well, my friends, we start with a narrative paragraph. We're going to play some games here. So first you have your kids, you pair up your kids. Keep those stars coming, my friends. Keep tapping the screen. You pair up your kids, and they're going to tell a 3-sentence story. Like, the big bad wolf wanted to get the pigs. Let's look at a 3-sentence story. The big bad wolf wanted to get the pigs. He blew down the houses made of straw and sticks. He couldn't blow down the house made of bricks. That's a 3-sentence story. We want kids to just start narrative writing as simple as possible. Tell us a 3-sentence story. I tell a story, my partner tells a story. I tell a story, my partner tells a story. Lots of repetition. Just getting a feeling for beginning, middle, and end. How do you like that as the kickoff? Now this is oral. How do you like that as the kickoff for narrative writing? 3 sentences that tell a story. Yes. What do you feel? Is this a good place to start? Could we start here in kindergarten? I think so. Love it, says someone. Waiting for more? Yes, awesome. Second standard is personal narrative. Right, tell a story. I remember. Great, yes, great start. Very easy. Can't wait to try it. Eases hesitant writers. Wow, this is magical. Sounds fun for them. So 3-sentence story, that's where we begin. Now, absolutely, in kindergarten. All right, now listen to me. As we've been talking about the Super Improver writing game, we're going through the same sequence over and over. Normal writing, improved writing. Normal writing, improved writing. So, here's our first. Our first game is a normal narrative paragraph. And, see, I have these gestures down here because I think you may have been doing persuasive and expository. If you haven't, you wouldn't be using the gestures here. These are gestures for capital letter, because, period, and, comma, and indent. Let me just show you those gestures. So my gesture for capital letters I'm speaking is this. My gesture for because, if I was using because clapper, period, like putting on the brakes, and, oh yeah, I'm holding a flower and some money, comma, zoop, indent, ugh. When kids are talking to each other, they need to be adding this stuff as gestures, because sometimes they forget to indent a paragraph. These are called brainy gestures. It's on the WBT website. All right, so we have our, we've got our normal paragraph. Now let's improve it. Now, the way we improve narrative writing all the way through is using adjectives. So, same thing, 3-sentence story with adjectives. Do you agree with me that adjectives are an important component of writing in general, but also an important component of narrative writing? Who agrees with the coach? See, 3-sentence story. Now tell it again and put in some adjectives. Now I've got a solution to the problem of adjectives. Here's my gesture. Look at me. An adjective changes, modifies a noun. An adjective changes, modifies a noun. I say changes, modifies. I don't just say modifies because I don't know that word. An adjective changes, modifies a noun. We say that's a spicy sentence. Now, I'm going to solve the problem of kids using adjectives right now, because our kids don't know too many adjectives. You with me? They don't know too many adjectives. Check this out, my friend. Super Improver writing game, let's go close. Part of the Super Improver writing game, you're going to give your kids lists of adjectives. Look at all those adjectives. Dial the list into what your kids can read, but give them lots and lots and lots of adjectives. Do you dig the idea of not only thumbs up, hopefully, not thumbs down, but do you dig the idea of adding adjectives, but giving kids lists of adjectives to choose from? Are you on board with that, my dear teacher friends? Is it important in kindergarten? Yeah, I think so. Is it important in 12th grade? You bet. Miss A. Tallman says, oh, thumbs up, yes. Spicy, says Nancy Stoltenberg, indeed. ABC order poster, super, yeah, on it. Biffy Tune posters that tell about nouns, verbs, and adjectives. There are Power Picks posters available on our website. Definitely, says Addie Long. All right, let's go back to game 2. Remember, we're just playing games. You know, our kids love to play games. Let me come back to game 2, which is where they're adding adjectives. Let's look at that. So I'm pulling back here because now I need to see the whole screen. So improved narrative paragraph. Now I'm to my game 2. Game 2. Oh my goodness gracious, my friends. Give me 2 sentences about the start of a story, 2 sentences about the middle, and 2 sentences about the end. That's a step forward. This is our new normal. How do you like it? 3-sentence story, 6-sentence story. Are you loving this? If you're loving it, tap that screen and let the hearts flow upward. Every time you tap, it's 1 heart. Every time you tap a heart, it makes my heart go tappy tap tap tap. Our Shimatsu, what do you think? Do you see that we're scaffolding the building of the narrative essay? Now think for a second, my friends. What do you think Game 2 improved narrative paragraph would look like? Game 2 improved narrative paragraph. We got to take this a step up. What do you think is going to be there? I bet some of you are with me right now. What would improve this? Twitter your answers. Oh, first one up gets the prize. Let's go with adjectives. Yes, there you are, my friend. Add an adjective in every one of those sentences. We could do adverbs. We have lists of adverbs, but I'd rather just focus on beginning writing on adjective, 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 a little bit more, add some adjectives, a little bit more, add some adjectives. Keep it simple. All right, let's go to game 3, narrative essay. Now, notice what they're doing. They've got a 6-sentence story, 2 sentences about the start, 2 sentences about the middle, and 2 sentences about the end. At this point, my friends, they're writing. Let's stop for a second. When the games are short, they speak them back and forth. A game where it involves 6 sentences, you let them discuss it, let them make gestures, and then give them 5 minutes to write those 6 sentences. Then the next 5 minutes, they write 6 sentences, but they add adjectives. The writing part of the narrative unit. All right, here we go, game 3. Now, game 3 is a crucial addition, but it's a very, very small step. We want to add a detail adder. Look at me. Detail adder. If they can't think of their own story, they can retell a story that they've read. We have a whole list of topics at the bottom of the screen: soccer, baseball, basketball, video games, school, math, toys. Let's look at the suggested. Don't just give kids an assignment to write. Give them a whole bunch of topics to choose from. There's over 40 topics there. My favorite band, money, etc. All right. So adjusting my screen here. A detail adder adds information. So that we don't just want one sentence and another sentence. The second sentence adds information to the first sentence. That's what gives us finely grained writing. Instead of writing that goes then. No. First, and now add a detail. Then add a detail. The next thing that happened was, and then add a detail. Detail adders are going to make the writing more precise, more focused, more in-depth, which is what we always say we want, but we never give them the skill of adding details to the previous sentence. Usually we say, add details to this paragraph. Where? Oh, you see that green sentence? Tell me more about it. Tell me if you're loving the color coding. The color coding has been around with us for a while, but I think we're making a more powerful use. Loving the color coding. Let me know. I'm going to take a drink of California Clear. Keep those stars, keep those hearts flowing. Loving it, love it, yes. Color coding is life-changing. Yes, 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 love the color coding. Doesn't it simplify everything? This is how we do all of our writing with the same color coding. Love it for kindergarten, helpful for ESE, really helps to use colors. Stacy Bile, I remember you from Louisiana. Yes, love color coding everything, and it's always going to be the same kind of code. Now, so we're at game 3, normal paragraph. Here we go. Improved paragraph, throw in some adjectives. Normal, no adjectives. Improved, add some adjectives. Normal, improved. Normal, improved. And we're talking anchor chart here. You know what? I didn't even know what an anchor chart was until 6 months ago. That's how lucky I've been in designing these games, because I've never taught elementary school. But I've got some great colleagues like Sarah Metter and Andrea Schindler and Nancy Stoltenberg and Michelle Holt and Farrah Shipley. Oh, had to order extra red, green, and blue. The period always goes inside the quotation mark, and we will get to that in a second. All right, there's improved narrative. Now let's look at game 4. Just tell me more. 3 to 5 sentences about the beginning of the story. 3 to 5 sentences about the middle of the story. 3 to 5 sentences about the end of the story. Notice that here we had a narrative paragraph, now an improved narrative paragraph, and bingo, normal narrative essay. Just work on your indents. You see the beauty of that? Kids have a problem with indenting. Not anymore if all they have to do for the next step is bingo, bango, bongo, indent and make some paragraphs. All right, check it out. You know what's coming. So put it all together. 3 to 5 sentences about the beginning of the story with adjectives and detail adders. We don't know the pacing. We do not know the pacing. That's why we're doing the idea of pilot programs. Now, if you want to add an introduction, I believe that comes last, and I'm taking off my glasses and I'm going to tell you why it comes last. How can kids write an introduction to a story before they've written the story? Duh. You see? You tell me what your story is going to be about. I'm sorry, my dear teacher friend, I don't know what the story is going to be about. So if you want an introduction to your narrative story, if you want a summary of the narrative story, have them write the story and then put in the introduction later. Tell me if you're digging the idea that the introduction should come after the body, because the kids don't know what the story's about. They're writers. In game 1, it's oral. In game 1, and you can use Step Up to Writing with this. All right. You know, that's one thing I learned in college, was writing the introduction last. And some of you, I think, are already doing it. All right, let's keep going. And I think Giselle on the executive board, she quick texted me and said, put in a summary in there. Giselle, thank you so much for that help. Giselle, try to keep me on point here. All right, keep the hearts flowing, my friends. Let's go back and look at our games. All right, so the improved essay brings everything together, adjectives and detail adders. Let's go in a little bit closer so you can kind of read that. See that? Beginning, middle, and end, adjectives and detail adders. Keep the hearts flowing. Tap, 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 tap the screen. Now, check it out. What we want is richly detailed narratives. What do we mean by richly detailed narratives? We want visual information. So, what we would do is, we'd write a letter to the Ethereans telling them about our subject. Watch me. Watch me. Etheria is a mystery planet, imaginary. Here's the Earth, here's the Sun, here's Etheria. As we move, Etheria moves, so we never see him. Etheria, it looks just like the Earth, the same continents and rivers, but they don't have any schools. They want to know about the Earth. So, let's tell them about the Earth. Let's tell them about the Earth with visual information. Here we go. So, let's say about soccer. Tell Ethereans about soccer, but with visual details. Just visual details. Now, improved game. Add sound information, visual and sound information about soccer or baseball or the pizza party. Just talk about the topic. We're going to fit it into the story before long. Next game, visual, sound, and feeling information. Now you might say, Coach, how are they going to think up visual, sound, and feeling information? Oh, my friends, we're on the same page. They're going to have lists of words that describe visual, sound, and feeling information. Let's look at these lists of words. I'm going to go back up here to the beginning of our Super Improver writing game and go closer. There is information about colors, about characteristics, about touch, about sound, prepositions, adverbs, weather, seasons. Give them lots of visual, sound, and feeling information. Just give it to them. Let them pick the words that fit the story. Tell me, and I think you're on board, how are you giving them the words about visual, sound, and feeling information and letting them pick. Because if you're a writer, you have that information already in your head. You know what things look like. You know all the different colors. You know different sounds. You know different feelings. Strange, cool, wacky, insane, exhilarating, confused, doubtful. You've got those words in your head. But kids don't. Like, maybe they've only got a few colors in their head. Or have lists up and kids add words to it. All right, so let's go back to visual, sound, and feeling information. Now this is a module. I'm going here. I'm going to my narrative section. We're giving background information for our students. That's my expository section, and notice the expository is very much like my narrative. So start with visual, improve it and add sound. The next normal up is sound and feeling. Add some adjectives. And then, my friends, rewrite the story with visual, sound, and feeling information. Look how far we are, only 7 games in. Let those hearts just rise up the screen. Tap, 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 tap. 7 games in, look what they're writing. A 3 to 5 sentence story, a 3 to 5 sentence description of the beginning, 3 to 5 sentences about the middle, 3 to 5 sentences about the end with visual, sound, and feeling information. That's normal. Let's bump it up and throw in some adjectives. Scaffold, 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 scaffold. What's happening in our writing program is we're not scaffolding. Let's talk about scaffolding. We say we should scaffold, but then we take steps that are too big. You wrote your story, and at this point, you're probably giving them more than 5 minutes to write. In tennis, it isn't, I show you how to toss the ball and then you serve. No, my friends. Look at that scaffolding. Little bit by little bit by little bit. Game 7. All right. Now, who would love kids to write a narrative essay with quotations? Anybody love that? I'm feeling like we're on the same vibey wavelength. Who wants kids to write narrative essays with quotations? Does that just make you all, ooh, dialogue? Oh my goodness. Do you notice that Kids are writing narrative essays and they don't have anybody talking? That's a strange world, my friend. If we could only teach them. Are you with me? If we could only teach them how to write quotations. I've got an idea. What about we just have them write quotations for 5 minutes? Over and over and over again. Just work on the quotation piece. Let's see what that looks like. Here we go. Now, in a quotation, look at my example here. You say the person's name, John, and then pick from those words. John said, stated, exclaimed, cried, wept, laughed, claimed, shouted, whispered, screamed. And then a comma. Here's the correct punctuation, comma. Open quotes, a complete sentence with a capital letter, period, close quotes. Do kids need practice in that? My college students don't know that pattern. Look at the pattern. I'm sliding over there for that quote. Get them to write the pattern with quotations over and over again. When you have a complete sentence inside the quote, the first letter is capitalized. Scaffold, 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 scaffold. This is a letter to the Ethereans, so just write some quotations. Someone said, someone claimed, someone cried, someone wept, someone screamed, someone whispered, someone explained. Improved, very simple. Watch this. Boom, add a detail adder. Quotation, and then add another sentence about the quotation. 5 minutes at a time. Small piece, small piece, small piece, small piece, small piece. Put it in with the bigger piece. Are you digging our narrative essay system? Yes, no, or hallelujah, brother? You tell me. I'm taking a drink of California Clear. Yes, no, or hallelujah, brother? Do you see how simple we can make this? Love it, woohoo, better than Sunday church. Amen, sister. Awesome stuff. Cheers, says Shimatsu. Pretty awesome. Love it, yes. Thank you, my friends. Bilingual teacher. Bilingual, I'll bet you're liking it. All right, now, we're almost done. Game 8. Watch me. There's game 9. Put in a quote with visual, sound, and feeling information. Game 10. A quote with a detail adder. My friends, in only 9 games, let's see if I have the numbers right. Yes, in only 9 games, kids are producing that wonder. A 9 to 15 sentence story. And now if you want them to write an introduction, the introduction should have a green piece, a blue piece, and a red piece. 1 sentence, 2 sentences. You can modify this. There are no whole brain teaching police. Now, what grade are you, and how long do you think it'll take kids to get here? Kindergarten, you may not be able to get the quotes with the detail adder. What grade do you think your kids can do it by when? Help us out, Southern teacher. Help us out. 3, make a difference for Miss Tallman says it's going to make a difference for her firsties. Keep the hearts coming. That's right. They can sort sentence already. 3rd for sure. 3rd by mid-year. I agree. And if you can get 3rd there by mid-year, 2nd in maybe a month or 2 with fidelity practice. 2nd by January, sure. 4th bilingual in 4 weeks. Oh, yeah. 3rd would be mid-year. I agree. 2nd grade maybe by Christmas. Fourth grade kids can zip through this. And our system for teaching expository and persuasive is very, very similar, with very similar color coding. All right, my friends. We'll take questions. That was narrative writing. We've talked about expository, we've talked about persuasive, and these are just introductory webcasts. We're experimenting with the Periscope form. We'll polish them up, but we will post these on YouTube. Here's the vision for the future. We get some pilot programs going. Let's put the pilot, yes, kids should write every day, 5 and 5. There were 9 games. You're right. Even to get to levels 5 and 6 would be an improvement for first. Totally agreed. Program, but we want your help. Think of whole brain teaching as a bank. If you want to withdraw, you got to make some deposits. You want this program persuasive. I know a bit about Lucy Culkin. In the old days, I heard good stuff. Lately, I haven't been hearing super positive things, but any system will work, I think, if you're faithful to it. The gesture for quotation marks. Thank you. Here we go, quotation marks. Eat, eat. That's quotation marks. Comma, zoop. Adjective, changes, modifies. But quotes again is eat, eat. Here we go, eat, eat. All right, so Sarah Metter, a well-written, persuasive paragraph. Convince Sarah that you are the one who's going to do a great, faithful job. A question mark? Sure, I'll give you a question mark. A period is like this. A question mark has a period in it. Now, you have to be careful that you draw it backwards. So it'll go this way. See, draw it backwards. That's a question mark. Now, the screen is flipping left and right, so draw it backwards so your exclamation mark is obviously like this. If you want a sound effect, ew, eat, have fun with it. There are no whole brain teaching police yet. I'm sure there will be squadrons of whole brain teaching police looking in everyone's window, but take advantage of the freedom now. Invent. How many teachers are we going to send pilots to? Giselle is going to be in charge of this. Giselle, if you're online, can you just tell us how many pilot programs are you looking for? We need a handful at kindergarten. We need a handful at every grade level. If Giselle's online, she will briefly text us or send me a text message how many she's looking for. I would say that it would be great if we had 4 or 5 at every grade level. That would give Giselle lots to do. She's Philly Jazz. She doesn't eat or sleep. All she does is just live for teaching. So that would give her like 30 pilots to look over. See, I'm just a big vision guy. I think up stuff, and then I convince wonderful people like Giselle and Sarah Metter and Andrea Schindler and Chris Rexted and everyone else. I convince them to pitch in. All right, my friends, here we go. Who's writing Sarah Metter a persuasive paragraph today? Let us know. Let Sarah, if she should know she should stop eating and sleeping to read these incredible paragraphs. I will, says Amber. Yesterday, says Amprist. Me, says Tahoe Girl. Oh yeah, there's an email. I'd love to. Miss A. Tallman already has. That's fantastic. Done. I'm on it, says someone else. Now, we are going to, in several Saturdays, offer a whole brain teaching conference online. You'll hold the conference in your hand. So I'll talk for half an hour about classroom management, and then you'll be able to go to different kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth grade teacher, and they will broadcast about classroom management. So a whole brain teaching online conference, Whole Brain Teachers United, free online conference with breakouts. Yes, my friends, it's coming. We love Periscope. We love helping teachers. And we love the feedback we're getting. Yeah, we're probably going to do that 3 or 4 Saturdays. We'll do one Saturday probably on classroom management. Now, Sarah says she's going to be on right after me talking about chapter 3 in the book. We'll do a Saturday on classroom management with grade level breakouts. And what I mean by that is we'll give you the Twitter address of where to go to hear Andrea Schindler or to hear Farrah Shipley or to hear Nancy Stoltenberg. One Saturday on classroom management, next Saturday on lesson design and delivery, next Saturday on writing. Saturday after that, we start our own political party, Whole Brain Teachers United. Right on, brother and sister. Let's start a political party. With the emphasis on party because we love fun. I just thought that one up. You can give me a 10-finger woo. Woo, political party. All right, my friends, until next time, stay tuned in to Facebook. Follow me, Chris Biffle, on Twitter. Follow me even better on Periscope. If you follow me on Periscope, at Chris Biffle on Periscope, then your phone will beep when the webcast starts. All right, here's how we always finish up. Let your names, let your states, where are you from? Let that just flow down the screen. Let's see Whole Brain Teachers United, an electronic presentation. You're on. Make it happen. The deadline to turn in the essays is, let's say, this Saturday. Oh, yeah, look at all these places. Florida, California, New Jersey, Illinois, Michigan, Kansas, Arkansas, Ohio, Ridgecrest, California, Lexington, North Carolina, Dan Diego, California, New Mexico, Arkansas, Atlanta, Georgia, Vancouver, Canada. Oh my gosh, White House, Tennessee. Hey, that's incredible. But anybody from outside the U.S. So we had Canada, we had Brazil. Anybody else from outside the U.S., we'd love to know. So if you're from the inside U.S., let that go for a second. Let's see if we got any. Wichita, Kansas. Yeah, that's a wild place. All right. We will be getting, I'm sure, emails from people overseas. So it's Coach B signing off. Power to the teachers and power to the kids. And my friends, you can watch this recorded on Periscope for about the next 24 hours. If you want me to come to your school for a training, let me just put up my email address real quickly. Chris Biffle at wholebrainteaching.com. I'll put up my email address. So convince an administrator to send me an email. Love helping you. We're going to do a couple more of these. Here's what I'm thinking. I don't. I'll tell you what. Which would you rather have? Whole brain teaching the first hour, or more writing? Whole brain teaching the first hour. How do you get started in the first hour? Or do you want more writing stuff? You tell me. All we want to do is serve you for free. You like the price, I'm sure. California Clear here. First hour, definitely. Whole brain teaching for more writing, says someone. Miss A. Tallman, first hour. First hour, yeah, more writing, says someone. How about first hour of writing? Both? We could do both. First hour to get ready for school. Yeah. A lot of votes here for first hour, but also votes for writing. All right, we'll do them both. Okay, my friends, again, Coach B signing off. Power to the teachers, power to the kids. Thank you so much. We'll see you again soon.